Homebrew coming at you with a beer review today.
Another one.
Another one. And today it's from Boulevard Brewing. It is the Imperial Stout. This is the 2013. Take a good look at that bottle. This is from the Smokestack series if you've not seen it or had it. It's supposed to be a great beer. I've honestly not had it, and I've been holding on to this one for, since almost this time last year. This is mid-October 2014. So we've got some age on it. We'll see what that does. This is a big 11.8% ABV beer. It's 63 IBUs, and we're going to get this cork popped. Woohoo!
Dang!
That was a great pop. Well, you can see even the light pour, it builds a head. With a fairly light pour, it builds a monstrous head. So it's a really dark beer, quite opaque. I'm going to have to go with black on this one. I'm going to have to go black. Beautiful head. 4-finger compared to 1.
I know, it means you get more beer.
All right, time to get a nose.
Let me get one. You get a lot of chocolates on it.
Yeah, I get some chocolate. I got the whiskey though. Do you get the whiskey on there?
I get foam too.
I get a lot of chocolate. I get some coffee right away. I kind of get some molasses, and I'm getting like some dark fruit. So I get like some raisin, some plum, and some dates on that.
Get a little bit of coffee in there, almost like an espresso roast to it.
But boy, I swirled it, man. The alcohol just jumped up into my nose.
No, it jumps up already.
Yeah, big time. I get some of the oak on it. It's kind of earthy, which is nice. A slight bit of like a char type scent. I think you definitely get the brown sugar. It's not just molasses. You know, you get kind of like the burnt sugars and like the brown sugar. We should mention, we've got the information on what's in this one before we give it a shot. On the malts, it has pale, amber 50, Cara 120, malted wheat, chocolate, roasted barley, chocolate rye, love that one, malted rye, golden naked oats, flaked oats. That's quite a bit. And then on the hops, they've got Magnum, Citra, Palisade, Pearl, and Anthem. And they also add in dark brown sugar.
Oh, there we go.
So there's your brown sugar.
I like that already. I actually like the idea of the flaked oats. Kind of gives it a little bit creaminess and lighter.
That and
probably give it a lighter taste.
I love that. So there's still a lot of alcohol scent on it for being, you know, almost a year old now. So anyway.
All right. Well, let's try this. Let's see if I can dive through this.
The mouthfeel on it is on the very thin side of full, I'd say. I'd almost put it on the high side of medium. Not as thick and chewy as I would think. A little bit on the oily side, I would say. And I definitely get lots of smokiness and wood char on it.
Oh yeah.
Big time.
It's very smooth on the tongue, actually. I also definitely get that whiskey.
Yeah, after almost a year now, yeah, you still get the whiskey. Because I'm pretty sure I bought this in the fall last year. And I definitely get the whiskey. But boy, the thing is that just for me anyway, that whole smokiness and wood char is almost like dominating the beer at this point in its age. And kind of drowning out some of the other flavors for me. And I would say I get kind of not salty in that sense, but kind of like what I call the soy, like the soy sauce.
Yeah.
Kind of a taste on this one. But it's definitely more the brown sugars as opposed to the molasses in the taste. It's not really a molasses taste to me. It almost tastes like they put in some like that muscovado sugar. And there's a lot of earthiness to it. A little bit of some kind of spice kick on there. I don't pull out the raisins for me, but I get maybe a little bit of like the plum on it. And maybe some licorice.
I kind of get like maybe a fig in there or something, like a dark fruit, candied in a way, very sweet. But yeah, like you said, there's a lot of that char, that oakiness that's really in the way of flavors. You get a little bit of the chocolate, very dark chocolate, because
extremely dark.
The charred taste.
Yeah, it definitely adds to it being like a very dark chocolate.
As it's starting to warm up, the one thing I am really liking about this is the brown sugar. You can really start to taste it in there. And it's actually starting to blend better with that oakiness and charriness.
We're going to take a little time with this, and we'll come back with some final thoughts and numbers.
All right, well, we're back, and we've definitely been sipping on this for a little bit.
It's warmed up quite a bit.
And Dad did mention that he thought there was a metallic taste maybe to it, and I mentioned that I think it's just the actual taste that you get at the end of whiskey. A little twang, you know, like a little heat or something like that.
It's amazing that there's so much whiskey on this, you know, a year later. So the char of the whiskey and that earthiness, the oakiness to it, still really kind of dominates the taste on the whole thing for me.
Yeah, it does.
All right, I think we can rate this at this point. So what are you thinking in terms of style on an Imperial Stout?
I think that it's a good beer, but because of its tendencies to lend towards the charriness, the wood, the whiskey, it really overtakes the chocolate notes, the coffee that you'll get in a stout, and it doesn't change, it doesn't develop, which a lot of good stouts do that.
Yeah, they'll change.
And they'll keep you coming back, and I think it's a good beer. I don't know if it's quite excellent. I was on like the verge of that. I'm gonna have to put it at 89 for stout. Like, it's good, but there's something holding it back from getting to that next level.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. I think you're right on. I was gonna give it a 90. You know, put it right on that border between excellent and good. I mean, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of qualities, but yeah, it's just not quite doing it at that level that I would expect for this beer. What about overall?
Well, that's the problem. Today I came into the house wanting something dark and semi-sweet and just really like takes my mouthfeel. So this is exactly what I was feeling for the day. So I mean, overall, I think normal Christian who wasn't just craving a good, nice, dark, woody beer, I'm going to put it at 87. I think there's just way more improvement that this beer could have had, and it didn't develop, and I like those dark fruits too. But today, I'll give it like a 92 because I love it, but normal Christian gives it an 87.
Well, I'm with normal Christian on the 87. A fun beer, a good beer. Do I think that it's like 99s or even 95s, mids? No, I really don't think so. I think it's a very good beer. So here it is. It's Boulevard Brewing's Imperial Stout. This is the 2013 from their Smokestack series. This is what you're looking for. I've heard great reviews on this one, so it might be worth giving a try. Get the new version, the 2014, when it comes out. But what can we say? We're still going to drink it. We're still happy. Yeah. And life's too short
to drink cheap beer.
And we'll see you
on the next beer review.